Hey everyone, me Kevin here. Boy oh boy, before this stimulus debacle is over, I think my 4-year-old is going to be old enough for us to go paintballing. This is ridiculous. It is late Friday, so let's go ahead and give you the late Friday stimulus update so I can catch you up on everything that happened in the last part of today on Capitol Hill. I also have some tea to spill. But quick note, some of you have been, I can't believe I just said that. Some of you have been asking me if you could use the same coupon code for the real estate investing code as the YouTube course. Yes, you can. However, if you grab the Making Money from Home YouTube program, you'll get a bundle deal at checkout for the investing group if you want it. Anyway, here we go. Bernie Sanders, he's the T. Bernie Sanders just tweeted a couple of minutes before me filming this video to Elon Musk. Quote, Elon Musk, what a hypocrite. Elon Musk has received billions in corporate welfare from the United States taxpayers. Now he wants to stop 30 million Americans who lost jobs from receiving $600 a week in unemployment benefits, while his wealth has gone up by $46.7 billion over the past 4 months. Pathetic. That was Bernie, okay? Bernie is like, feel the burn, man. He just went off on Elon. And Elon actually said that he is for universal basic income, which is something that Bernie is for. But this is what Bernie was upset by. Elon Musk said, quote, another government stimulus package is not in the best interests of the people, in my opinion. Instead, Elon went on to suggest, quote, would have been better to just send everyone $6,000. Might not be a terrible idea, actually. And then he says, because, quote, these bills are jammed to the gills with special interest earmarks. If we do a stimulus at all, it should be direct payments to the consumers. So I don't know if Bernie missed all of the other stuff that Elon mentioned, but I can't really blame Elon there because it's true. Remember, we mentioned this a few weeks ago. It's not the politicians who write the bills anymore. It's the politicians who get taken out for a nice lunch and some sliced up burgers. Maybe they even get the burgers cut for them and maybe they get spoon fed. Here you go, Mitch, have a bite of the burger. There you go. Isn't it nice to piecemeal things? Hey, how about we write 3 different bills for you and you could pass one on July 31st and one on August 4th and one on August 7th. We'll write it for you, so don't worry about it. And when these special interests do that, which is what Elon Musk is referring to here, they're able to put in what's known as pork or fat. They put in special interest provisions that give tax breaks and loopholes to their favorite businesses, right? That's why the government has had such a shady and crappy reputation. And it's really sad because it's really the politicians who allow this to happen because of the way the political systems are set up. And it's very sad. And to me, it makes sense why Elon Musk is frustrated. So here you have somebody who's really frustrated with just the government process, but is for stimulus checks. But Bernie is upset by Elon saying, no more stimulus package. Drama. But anyway, now let's keep this part short and sweet. Thank, by the way, Flipside for this. Flipside this morning left a comment asking me to talk about the stimulus checks early on, so here you go. The next round of $1,200 stimulus checks, here's what we know about this. We know that it's almost certain that we're going to see the next round of $1,200 stimulus checks. However, they might be delayed. That's because the little slices of hamburger meat I've been talking about here, like dividing this stimulus package into multiple pieces, well, that idea is coming from the White House and some Republicans. They're suggesting let's just divide it into pieces. Let's do one bill that handles unemployment, liability, and credits for schools. Let's get that done by the 31st, and then let's try to do another piece by August 7th. The stimulus checks would probably not make it in the first batch. And there are a lot of people in Congress who are like, no, do not divide this up. Nancy Pelosi doesn't want it divided. Chuck Schumer thinks it's ridiculous. He's a Democrat in the Senate side. We've got a lot of madness going on. But the point is, it's very possible that if we do get a partial bill that gets passed for unemployment liability protections and schools, now the pressure is off for Republicans to do anything, and it's quite possible that they could go on their August recess without stimulus checks coming out. So right now, we're confident that $1,200 checks are coming at some point, but we're not very confident if they're going to make it by August 7th, though we definitely hope that is what happens. Again, leaders on both sides do not want to do multiple bills. They'd honestly probably rather shove another 1,800-page bill down our throat because let's be real, the special interests can hide everything they want in that, and nobody notices until weeks later. It's sad. If the $1,200 stimulus checks pass around August 7th, somewhere around August 7th, right before the recess, then we could potentially see these checks by the 3rd or 4th week of August, especially if you signed up for direct deposit. The odds are the same people who got the direct deposit last time would get the new direct deposit, so all these rumors about $40,000, which came from Congress and Mitch McConnell, have sort of faded away. That's good. We haven't heard anything about the payroll tax today. That's faded away. That's fine too. But right now, nobody has an answer as to whether or not adult dependents are going to get stimulus money. We do not know if anyone over 17 years old who's claimed as a dependent will qualify for stimulus money. That has not been clarified yet. We also don't know if dependents under 17 years old would get $1,200 or $500. We know Democrats want $1,200, but we've heard nothing from Republicans other than it'd probably be the same as the CARES Act. But probably be the same as the CARES Act, which would be $500, doesn't honestly tell us much. Quite frankly, it's just frustrating because it's very clear that the Republicans have just been gallivanting around on their playground of recess, procrastinating their homework, and now their first week back to school, back to Congress, they're literally like, oh, how do you do algebra again? They literally came with zero preparation. The reading they were supposed to do while they were on break, they didn't do. The planning, the team huddle, nothing happened. And it's very frustrating. It honestly feels like we just have a random assortment of 100 senators picked by 50 totally random team captains. And actually, that's exactly what it is, right? We have 100 senators picked by 50 states. And ordinarily, you would have a leader in charge. And in this case, we got Mitch McConnell. Mr. Mitch McConnell mentioned at the end of the day here on Friday in the Washington Post that, quote, hopefully we can come together behind some package we can agree on in the next few weeks. All I could say is I hope by next few weeks he means 2 weeks, because we only have 2 weeks left before August 7th and that recess starts. There's also been a lot of talk about potentially reducing the unemployment boost to between $100 to $200. Right now, the, quote, default position of Republicans is a $200 per week extension. We did hear scary news. It might go down to as low as $100, but right now the default is $200. This does still have to be negotiated by Democrats, though, so hopefully that gets bumped up. As a property manager, I certainly hope so. Now, in fairness to everybody struggling and those on unemployment, I think the boost should absolutely be larger than this, and it would definitely help tenants as well. Which, speaking of tenants, I did post another market update. Of course, YouTube didn't send a notification again, but if you want a market update on real estate and stocks, I will link that up here. In the meantime, I implore you to please take advantage of some of the options you have available right now. I know this doesn't sound so great, but remember, you can dial this number, 1-877-541-7905, and you can get options for things that might be available for you to help you if you are in need. You could also dial 211, but that doesn't work in every locale. So 211 or 1-800, I'm sorry, not 1-800. It's 1-877-541-7905. Find out what's available. It's not degrading to apply for food stamps or the SNAP program, even though the name sometimes signals that. It's also not degrading to apply for unemployment and get your retroactive pay. Remember, 40% of people are still waiting for their retroactive pay. They are working through that, they are processing it, and the money is there. You just have to make sure you get in line, even though the wait might feel unbearable. Also, get your mortgage forbearance, get your car forbearance, get your credit card forbearance. Take advantage of the options you have now. If you need to borrow from your 401k, if you have one, remember you can borrow up to $100,000 now, penalty-free against it for the next 3 years, just to help get you through this next period of time as a cushion. As long as you repay that in the next 3 years, you don't pay any taxes or penalties. Obviously, always check with your own personal accountant because they know your tax situation the best. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I really wish you the best out there. I really appreciate you. And folks, stay safe out there because, yes, it is a crazy time, but we're all going through it together and we're going to make it.